It started outside a prison gate. I didn't learn communication in a classroom. I learned it standing outside prison gates. And just so you know, I'm not some natural communicator. I don't even like the sound of my own voice when it's played back. It always sounds like I'm talking with a mouthful of peanut butter. But that's part of why this story matters. Because nothing about what I do came easy. Early in my career, I worked on a series of union organizing campaigns, real, face-to-face conversations with people who had every reason not to trust anyone. The most memorable was with correctional officers. We'd wait outside the prisons for them to finish their shifts and talk about how joining a national labor organization could actually improve their lives. These were people working inside some of the toughest environments you can imagine, surrounded by danger, stress, and corruption. They were dealing with assaults, being spat on, and facing threats most of us will never know. They worked every day among felons, rapists, and murderers, people capable of real violence, and were expected to hold their composure through it all. When they walked out at the end of the day, they carried that weight home with them. You don't walk into a conversation like that and expect instant trust. You have to earn it. We had to cold call people to set up meetings, stand out in the heat passing out flyers, try to catch a few seconds of attention from folks who didn't want to be bothered, and for good reason. Some had been burned before by other unions that promised change and never delivered. Others just didn't trust the system at all. There were other moments, too, harder ones. I remember one officer who told me straight out, "I appreciate what you're trying to do, but these people aren't going to listen to you. You're the wrong color." He wasn't angry, just honest. And I respected that. So I handed the conversation to my associate, Jesse, and together we kept things moving. And then there were the other organizers, the ones who would try to provoke us or get us kicked off property just to make a scene. It came with the territory. You learned quickly that staying calm mattered more than winning an argument. All of it, the rejection, the ridicule, the long hours, taught me how to listen when it would have been easier to defend, how to stay composed when the situation begged for reaction. One conversation at a time, they started to listen, and I started to get better. Not just at talking, but at actually connecting on a personal level. It was a process for me too. None of it came naturally. But slowly, I began to understand what really makes people open up, not persuasion, not pitch, but presence. In time, more than 23,000 people joined. That campaign created over $12.5 million in annual economic impact for the union, but the deeper impact was personal. It changed the people we reached, and it changed me. I can still remember that feeling, knowing we were actually making a difference in people's lives. That's the part that's never left me. It became one of the foundations of how I communicate and why I keep doing this work. If there's one takeaway from all of it, it's this. I can make a difference. I can help. And that's what I've been trying to do ever since, including with this project. Why I created the gentle sales method in Sage. That experience stayed with me. Not just the work, but what it taught me about people, about trust, about composure, about what it really means to connect. Years later, when I started building what would become the gentle sales method, that's what I came back to. I wasn't trying to make another program, or another trainer, or anything that fits neatly into a box. Because there isn't a box for what this is. It's not a set of tactics or scripts. It's a philosophy, one that says calm is stronger than control, and connection will always outperform pressure. Sage is the on-demand mentor built from that philosophy. He's not a chatbot, a course, or another piece of software pretending to care.